Hi, my name's Lisa. Welcome to How Tuesdays. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fast and fun scalloped basket. The scalloped basket pattern is by Christine Poor of Poorhouse Designs. She has some great patterns, and this pattern has excellent instructions. In order to make the scallop basket, you can make it in 3 sizes. So this is the rectangular basket, and I use the Craftex double-sided placemat foundations to make that basket. But you can also use the Bozal foam placemat foundations to make the basket. It would just be a little bit squishy. Also included in the pattern are 2 sizes for making square baskets. So we have the scalloped edge foundations for the square baskets as well. Watch my slideshow coming up and I'll show you how to make the rectangle basket, and then join me after and I'll give you some tips and tricks and ideas. The first thing to do is to get all our project pieces together. You'll need 2 pieces of foundation. Whether you use the Craftex or the foam, that's up to you. You'll need a piece of fabric for the inner basket, a piece of fabric for the outer basket, 2 pieces of fabric for the facings, that's the red, and fabric for the button tabs. Following the pattern's directions, draw the lines on your foundation and trim out your corners. Do this on both of your foundations. Now let's move on to the button tabs. Here are the button tabs for my scalloped basket. You can choose a contrasting fabric to add a decorative touch, or a blender fabric if you don't want them to stand out as much. The next step is to prepare our facings. Draw the lines as directed in the pattern. Cut out the center rectangle. This doesn't have to be really pretty, as you won't see it later. Make sure you do it for both of your facing fabrics. Now we'll prepare our outside and inside basket pieces. Place your foundation piece on the wrong side of your outer basket fabric and clip with your Wonder Clips. Once it's clipped, flip it over, place it on top of an applique pressing sheet. Place your applique pressing sheet on top of an ironing surface and press your pieces together with a nice hot iron. I used my mini Oliso and it worked like a charm. Do this for both the exterior basket fabric and the interior basket fabric. Next up is quilting. You can decide to quilt your outer fabric or your inner fabric or both, or you could choose to do neither one. I chose to quilt just the exterior of my basket. I did straight lines. That was really easy. You could use decorative stitches or do free motion if you like. Quilt your exterior, your interior, both or neither, and we'll move on to the next step. Following the pattern instructions, stitch your 4 button tabs to your outer basket fabric. Make sure they extend a 1/4 inch beyond your foundation. Now let's complete our outer and inner basket pieces. Place your facing fabric right side together with both your outer fabric piece and your inner fabric piece and clip with your Wonder Clips. Take it over to your machine and stitch along the edge of the entire scalloped foundation piece. Make sure you don't catch the foundation in your stitching. You are stitching beside through fabric only. Stitch all the way around. Once you've stitched around, you can trim to a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Also, following the instructions in the pattern, clip into those little curves. Make sure you don't snip your stitching though. Now turn your outer and inner pieces so they are right sides out. I used my purple thing to make a nice smooth edge along my scallops. Take some time to make sure it looks nice. Here's what they look like once you've turned them. The next step is to place your outer and inner baskets right sides together. Clip them together with Wonder Clips and take them to your machine. Do a nice slow edge stitch around the whole exterior of your baskets. Once they're stitched together, follow the instructions to draw folding lines on the lining of your basket. Take it to your pressing surface, fold up on the lines and give it a good press with a hot iron. Now you're ready to move on to finishing your baskets. Fold your scallop basket on the folding lines and press with a nice hot iron. That just helps it to keep its shape. Fold your button tabs over, mark the spot for your button, and sew your buttons on. If you want to make your basket reversible, sew buttons on both sides, and you can choose which fabric you like for the outside and the inside. Here's the finished basket. It was fun to do and really easy. Stay tuned as I give you more ideas for scallop baskets. So now that you've seen how easy it is to make the scallop basket, let me show you some other ideas. You can buy either the Bosal foam or the double-sided fusible foundation by the meter. So you can make any size basket that you like. She's included a pattern piece to help you customize your baskets. For instance, if you wanted to make a casserole carrier, all you do is measure the bottom of your casserole, draw your stitching lines on your foundation, and those are your folding lines. The sides of the basket are simply one scalloped high. You can also choose to make your buttons on the side, and you can add a handle, and then you would have handles on your casserole carrier. I think this size is great for a bread basket on my dining table. If I was going to put bread inside, I could choose to use the Heat and Bond vinyl and simply adhere it to my inner basket fabric, and then I could wipe it out. Or alternately, you could just take a fat quarter, hem the edges, lay it in the basket, and those corners flip over your bread for when you put it on the table. The larger square size is a great size for either rolling up towels in your bathroom, it can be a toilet paper holder, it can be a catch-all, knickknacks can go in there. I would love to make this out of sewing fabric, and that's a great place to keep my rotary cutter, my pens and pencils. Another option when you're making your baskets is to actually piece either your outside fabric or your inside fabric. And the pattern includes instructions for doing that. So once again, this is the Scalloped Basket by Christine Poor of Poorhouse Quilt Designs. I hope you enjoyed my slideshow today. I invite you into the store to pick up whatever you need to make yourself some baskets.